came to me and gave that glass of water to me. And I said to her, does every other teacher, do you give them water in this glass as well? And she looked guilty. She looked that, no, I'm only giving you because you are a Christian. So I had a chat with her. I said to her, Sakina, I want you to come to my house and see how I live. And I want you to see the glasses, or how I eat. We were very blessed. I mean, we had 9-bedroom house, and God really blessed us in Pakistan. And so from that day on, I mean, her attitude really changed. So, but as a Christian, you're always considered a second hand, or a second class citizen. But because my mom always injected Jesus in me, I remember in my college, actually, I used to wear my cross because I was very proud. I was very proud that I wanted to let everybody know that I was Christian. And I actually didn't know Jesus here. I only heard about him from my mom, and that's what I just heard about him, but I didn't really know him. And my life carried on. And it happened, in 1990, Don Double, I don't know if you know Don Double, he's an evangelist. Don Double with his team, Jonathan Cornath and Peter Gammons, they all went to Pakistan in 1989, and they had a big crusade. And Don Double's wife, Heather Double, she wanted to preach to the women in Pakistan. So she asked my sister if she could interpret for her. And my sister interpreted Heather Double, and Heather and Don, in the evening meeting, in the main meeting, Don stood up and he said, God has told me that, he pointed his finger at my sister and he said, God has told me that you're going to come to England and preach the gospel. And my sister straight away said, but God hasn't told me, because she wasn't ready to come to England, and we were very close family, so it wasn't the easy thing for a single girl to come, leaving her parents and come to England. Anyway, Don and his team invited themselves for lunch to our house, and I remember spending all day, my mom and I, cooking. And Don said to my mom and dad that send your daughter to England and we'll look after her like our own daughter. So condensing the story here, my sister came to England after 3 months. We prayed as a family. My parents knew that there is something, because years ago, my uncle and my mom's whole family, they lived in England already. They came years ago, and my uncle said that he wanted my mom to send my sister and I to England, so we can just perhaps grow up here and study here. And my dad said to my uncle, you're asking all of my daughters, I won't even give one single hair of my daughters and send them away from me. So it was hard, and when Don asked my parents if my sister could come to England, my dad knew, my mom and dad knew that it is the Lord who is calling my sister to England. Because I actually remember when I was a little girl, my mom used to say, one day you will go abroad and you will preach the gospel. And I used to say to my mom, please stop saying this, because how is this going to happen? How is this? But I remember as a little girl in our church, there were lots of missionaries. They used to come, and we always somehow made friends with them. We found it so easy, it seems natural. We invited them for meal, eat with them all over the country, from Holland, Scotland, and America and England. So we just grew up seeing people, foreigners, and my mom fed them. My mom always believed feeding strangers, and our home was like an open home. We never cook enough just for us. She always used to believe that somebody will walk in, and I don't want to send anybody hungry from our home. So our food was actually very important, and still is in our house. So I believe that God was actually preparing me then, that one day I will come to England, which I couldn't see. And when my sister came write to me every day, and I'm not exaggerating. She would write like newspapers telling me how wonderful it is, how God did this in this crusade, and so many people came to know Jesus. And that was the time from 1990 when I was in my final year of my degree. I remember the problem started in our lives. My brothers became teenagers, and it was very difficult. They got involved in bad company, they got involved in drugs, they got involved in everything negative that you can think of, and it was a very hard time for my parents. I remember arguments in the house, and I wanted to focus on my study. I couldn't concentrate, and I will write to my sister and I'll say to her, oh, I can't cope anymore, I can't cope this anymore, I don't know what to do. And my sister would always come up with one name, Jesus. She said, give your burdens to Jesus. Give your heart to Jesus. Jesus can do this. Jesus can do this. When we were in a crusade like this happened. So and so had this problem. So I would read her letters every day when I fell down, when I was crying. And one day, something like really bad happened. And then I went into my bedroom and I said, Lord, if you are what my sister says you are, if you are doing all of those wonderful things, then give me peace in my life. I am sorry that I haven't got to know you personally, but today I want to give you my heart. And I remember sitting down, kneeling in my bedroom, and I said, I surrender, I give you my heart, do good in my life. And I used to believe that when things around me change, I will change. When my brothers are really sorted out, I will change. When no arguments, things will get better. And it didn't, because God said to me, you change and everything around you will change. And that's what happened with me. When I gave my heart to the Lord, everything around me changed. Now, I told my sister about it and I said to her, guess what, I've done it. I have actually, I knelt down and I've given my heart to the Lord. Then she started saying to me, what about baptism of the Holy Spirit? Have you asked the Lord about the baptism of the Holy Spirit? And I very gently ignored all of her questions. And it was very easy for me to ignore because she was in England, I was in Pakistan, and I ignored it. So in 1994, in December, I got saved. I became born-again Christian. In March, my sister and her brother, my sister and my brother-in-law, they came to Pakistan because they were going to get engaged in Pakistan. And my sister did not forget the question about baptism in the Holy Spirit. And 15th of March 1995, she said to me, so what about baptism of the Holy Spirit? And I said to her, what about it? Because I always thought that my sister was so good. She was just so cool. She was working with John Double. She's working with all these big names. She's just like, such a powerful evangelist. I could give God 10 reasons why it could happen to her and not to me. I always thought I was not good enough. This will not happen to me. But I didn't tell her this because I knew she would give me a big lecture and she will say, but she didn't know this. This conversation was just happening between me and the Lord. So I said to the Lord, I'm not sure about it. And in the evening, David and Lubna, they asked me if I would like to be baptized in the Holy Spirit. And I said to them, I'm working tomorrow, and perhaps we can have a short prayer time, and we'll see what happens. But in my heart, I knew it wasn't going to happen. And we sat down in my bedroom, my sister, my brother-in-law, and myself, and my younger brother. I think they just wanted to see what happened. My younger brother and my cousin. So 5 of us were in my bedroom, and we prayed. My sister prayed, and then my brother-in-law prayed for me, and he laid hand on me and prayed. And after that he said, I saw Jesus pouring oil on you. And I think that was it. For me, it was like dynamite. I could not speak in English, or well, in Urdu, let alone in English or Punjabi. I spoke in tongues from 9 o'clock till 4 o'clock, and my brother got baptized in the Holy Spirit, my cousin got baptized in the Holy Spirit. I never read about Pentecost then, and we had a Pentecost experience in my bedroom. And because the reason God did that so powerfully with me, because I didn't believe that this will, sorry, Marcus, I'm moving too much. The reason I didn't believe, because I always thought I was not good enough. I thought it can happen to my sister, but she never had experience like that. So I'm not setting a picture here that look, I was such a spiritual. This is why everyone has their experience differently. Some of you might have got baptized in the Holy Spirit like Kevin did, and it happened very quietly in the car on his way to work when he started to speak in heavenly languages. Some of you don't even know what I'm talking about. Some of you. Everyone has differently, but with me happened this way because I did not think I was worth it. I didn't think that can happen to me. But for me, 15th of March 1995 became one of the highlights in my life, because that was the day when I took off spiritually. I believe that was the day when I just flew and God sat me in the heavenly places. I've never looked back from 1995 until today. I'm in love with Jesus more today than I have ever been. And he has never disappointed me. And the story continues. It's not finishing yet.